What's up guys, today I'm going to completely take apart this RC car and see if I can put it back together and have it still work properly. So the first step is to take out the batteries so I don't, shock myself. Now after I've done that, I'm going to take off these 4 screws and hope that it takes off the body. So it actually turns out that there are just not 4 screws, there are another 2 that are hidden behind the tires. Those sneaky little things. So I just got the body off, and as you can see, it's actually got some nice structural support in there. Now let's set this aside, and now the car itself. So as you can see, we got the motherboard, we got the motor that drives the car, and then the steering motor. Now first, let's go ahead and take apart this steering. And what I want to make sure of as I do this is, you see a little spring down there? There has been plenty of times where I've taken apart an RC car and that has just flown across the room, never to be seen again. I mean, right this second, they're probably on the ground somewhere. And they'll probably be there for another decade. Alright, let's get to the steering. So all that color did right there was hold the steering all together. So now what it looks like I can do is go ahead and take out these wheels. Now to do that, all I have to do is pull up on this little linkage right here. And boom, the tire comes right out. And I'll do it to the other one. Boom. And now I can take out this linkage. Gosh guys, this thing is going to be completely taken apart later on. Oh, and almost forgot, I can take out this little thing too. And there guys is the infamous spring that never gives me a good time. But just for you guys, I'm going to take this thing out and we will see if I lose it or not. Now if I do lose it, steering on this thing is done. So first, what we are going to do is take out this pin right here. Now I'm just going to set that aside, and then here is the spring. Oh, moment of truth guys, here we go. Oh yes, got it out. Now that right there was the scariest moment of my life. Now if you're wondering what that little circle thing is right there, that's just where you can adjust your steering trim. So now that we have no steering or tires on the front, we are going to move to the back. So this looks like it holds the motor and the transmission. Now to get into there, it looks like we just have to take off these 4 screws. So I have now unscrewed all 4 of these screws. Now let's see what's underneath this thing. And just like that, there's your transmission. Now I actually can't take this too much apart except for this one gear, because these covers for the tires will actually block me from taking this axle out. Now I can also take out this motor and set it aside. Now something else I just noticed. Looks like this motor actually has its own regulator on it. Now I don't know why it would have this, but it looks pretty cool. Well, here you go guys. This is as much as I can physically take this car apart. I mean look, we got parts everywhere. But something I was actually surprised about for this car is how easy everything came apart. Now I also said this about another RC car I took apart. Our link will be up there. But that one also came apart pretty easy too. So I'm happy to see that these little toy grade cheap RC cars are actually becoming user friendly for things like this. Well, all of it except for that spring right there. Now I just want to say to you guys, I would not recommend you doing this unless you're really good with taking apart RC cars. Yes, I know this isn't too many parts, but if you were to lose a part like the spring, you probably would not be able to put this thing back together and drive it. So for that sake, I would recommend you don't do this. So with that said, let's start putting this thing back together. Now actually, right before I put this thing back, I noticed that these gears are a little dry, so what I'm going to do is put some grease on it. Link in the description. Boom, this is done. Let's move on to the steering. Now time for the spring. Yes, got it. Boom. So now it looks like we have this thing completely back together. I don't see any screws. So for our final test, let's see if this thing still runs. Powering on. Alright, moment of truth. Oh yeah. Steering works great, throttle works great. It's all back together perfectly. So I'm very happy to see that my brain was able to put this thing completely back together and have it still working. Now that was a very fun project to see how the internals of this car work, and I was also able to do some maintenance on it. Now I hope you guys enjoyed this just as much as I did. I also hope you got something out of this because hey, you just saw what the inside of this RC car looks like. Now a little over a year ago, I did a review on this. Warning, my voice is a little high pitched, but I will put that video right there. I'll see you there, and thank you so much for watching. Stay awesome. Peace.